Alright, what is going on, guys? It is with Prime Joe back at another video, and in this video I'm doing my One Piece manga chapter 1022 review. The name of the chapter is called The Stars Take the Stage, which is very fitting for the name of this chapter. The cover story is called The Frog Playing Hide and Seek with the Tontatas and a bunch of hydrangea flowers. There you go. But this chapter is what I like to call a buffet chapter because a lot of we get a little bit of everything, because we've been mainly focused on stuff like Robin, as we see in her demonio form. We didn't get any of her this chapter, but like this is a buffet chapter. We get to see multiple characters and what they're doing, like characters that we haven't seen in quite some time in a while. They might have forgot where they're at and Onigashima, who they're fighting, or what they're currently trying to do. Anyway, let's get into it. So the chapter starts out with basically a summary of everything that's happened, because obviously we've been focusing specifically on characters and what they're doing. So it says over 30,000 members of the Animal Kingdom pirates have been squared off against a raid of 5,400 from the Samurai Pirate Alliance. But the gap closed thanks to Osama's dumpling strategy, which also brings up the point that yes, indeed, Tama, she did change the tide of the battle in Onigashima, and we're very thankful to her. And without her, we probably wouldn't be doing this well, uh, thanks to her devil fruit power. And I kind of had a feeling ever since we met Tama in the very beginning of the arc, like with her millet dumpling, where she could make animals do whatever she wanted. Animal Kingdom pirates. It's gonna definitely have an effect on the Wano arc, and it definitely did. Now, it shows. Now we see that now the enemies, fearsome Tobiropo, are down and out. So this gives off the notion that the Tobiropo are done, which I hope they aren't. But at the same time, I do, because I want the Alliance to win. But like at the same time, I would like to see more. We see a knocked out Black Maria, knocked out Who's Who, and a knocked out Sasaki. So they're out right now. I'm pretty sure Black Maria's dead. Robin literally snapped her neck in half. So that's what's going on there. And above the Wano mainland, Onigashima, because remember that it's in the air. So and and do not forget that it's also headed towards the flower capital in 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, it's headed toward the flower capital, the capital of Wano, where Kaido plans to make a new Wano and the drop it on the flower capital. So yeah, I like how it gives us some more information on what's going on. So we then cut to see Fukurokuju, the guy with the big earlobes and the Enru looking guy with the massive dome head, against Raizo. And as we know, Fukurokuju used to be a part of the good guys, but then he switched over. He switched up on them and went to Orochi's side. And Shinobu actually used to be under him and his ninja uh, group, kind of. But we see Raizo fighting Fukurokuju, and Raizo is trying to, confront him about switching sides. And Fukurokuju's basically his idea is that they are supposed to serve whoever the shogun is, no matter what they do, which I personally disagree with, and obviously Raizo does too. But yeah, Raizo reinforces the the idea of them carrying out Odin's wish, whether he's a shogun or not, because that's their mission, and it's just them following their emotions. They're not strictly, following what the shogun says. They're actually like following their own emotion, because even when they followed Odin all those years ago, when they literally followed him, chose to, uh, that was on their own will. They could have gone anywhere else in the world, but well, not in the world, but in Wano, and they could have, but they chose to go with Odin because he's a conqueror. Conqueror's hockey. So yeah, okay, so there we go, and we see a panel of Ashura Doji knocked out, Inuarashi. We see Raizo tell Fukurokuju that Lord Momonosuke shall be shogun, and I think he will by the end of the arc, because you know, justice must be served. But we cut to the third floor where we see Hawkins and Killer. I mean, not Kid. We see Killer and Hawkins. They're fighting, and as we know, we see Hawkins in his like straw form, his when he goes into his straw form, his whole face, he has long straw arms, and he's very tall. He has long hair, and he's fighting against Killer. And Killer, he uses his blades that they're like curved and they can spin around. He cuts a big part of the hay or the straw, whatever, of of Hawkins' leg or arm. But we see we cut, then after that we cut to the second floor. We see Law and Kid versus Big Mom, where Kid and Law have to work together to fight Big Mom. But we see that Kid, he gets cut. He gets a deep cut wound, and he's confused by it. But then we learn that uh, Basil Hawkins, made made it to where if he gets attacked, it hurt Eustace Captain Kid, Killer's captain. So yeah, that's what's going on, because we know Hawkins has the ability to do that, like voodoo, tarot cards, and all of that jazz. That's what Hawkins is capable of, and he says that he'll find the music from. He said he would find the music from Killer killing his captain without him knowing, but then Hawkins told Killer because he says that he would enjoy to see Killer try to defeat Hawkins without even touching him, which we know that Killer is a physical fighter, because he has blades and stuff. So, as we know, Killer, he got forced to eat the Smile Fool, and he did not get any powers. So he's like us laughing and stuff, and he says that he likes Hawkins' style. So it doesn't look like Killer is phased at all, because he probably has a plan up his sleeve or whatever. But yeah, that's what's going on. So we see the performance floor Skull Dome, where we see we see the battle, like we see the battle, and we see Killer and Queen, I mean King and Queen, right next to each other, on and like humongous, in the dome, Skull Dome, just destroying things, uh, like Queen is roaring. We see King has an enemy in his hand. He's using like fire, and we on the bottom we see people running. We see fire around. We see people running with their heads on fire because of King, and so yeah. So we see that Marco, he's ran out of stamina, so Marco's out right now. He's not. He's not it. He did not defeat King. Uh, so Marco's out. He's not. He's not in the fighting position right now. But we cut to Sanji, Zoro, and Chopper. We see Zoro. He's there still in bandages, and they're going to give Zoro the medicine from Zo that can get him to up and get him running to fight. And but remember the take back, or I should say the the callback, the take back, whatever, is that at any point, anytime, he can get hurt again, but it'll hurt 2 times as much. So that's kind of the trade-off. That's what I was going to say at the beginning, but I just couldn't. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't get it. But yeah, that's the trade-off of the medicine, that it'll hurt him 2 times as much as the original pain, but he'll be able to fight for we don't know how long. But we see Sanji. He goes up and he kicks Queen in the chin. Quick. He does good damage on him, and the Alliance is cheering him on. Sangoro. You know what I'm saying? And King is saying to find Zoro and end him. He doesn't want Zoro to heal right away, and to so they could it'd be easier for them, because that Zoro's one of the stronger fighters on the Alliance's side. So he's telling them to not rescue Zoro. I mean, yeah, to kill him before he heals up. But we see Perrodin. I forgot his name. Perospero. I mean, Big Mom's oldest child, and he's there with his bow and arrow, because he's still fighting alongside the Alliance, Kaido's pirates, and he's aiming his bow and arrow. We see the reticle directly at Sanji, so he's ready to release it and for it to go through, to pierce through Sanji and kill him. And he's telling himself, if you had just married Pudding, Vince Smoke Sanji, we would never have to go through all of this, and everything would be okay. Which is not true, because Big Mom was obviously gonna betray the Germa, and he says Germa's biggest failure, and he's about ready to kill Sanji. But then out of nowhere, we see Nekomamushi tackle him like an NFL linebacker. I don't know. I don't watch NFL, but he tackles him. You know what I'm saying? He pushes him out. He pushes him out of the way so he can't release. And we see Nekromushi tell him this is for Pedro. Because we saw Kara and Wanda try to take down Perispero, but that obviously didn't work. And we saw, so now we're seeing Nekromushi do the same thing, and he sends Perispero into a wall, just crashing down. And then we see the remaining of the Beast Pirates trying to get Zoro, and we see two of the alliance carrying Zoro, like because he's still in his bandages and his cross, and we see Zoro being taken away as fast as possible, and King out of nowhere pops up right in front of them. He stops them in their tracks and is ready to end Zoro. But we see Sanji come out of nowhere and protect Zoro with a move called Undying Thistle Imperial Flame. So he jumps in the mix and protects Zoro, which is very rare. But we know Zoro and Sanji, they care about each other and they have the little rivalry thing. But I don't think we've seen Sanji protect Zoro or Zoro protect Sanji. Technically, we did at Thriller Bark, like when Kuma was going to kill Zoro. Sanji was willing to do it, but Zoro ended up knocking him out, so Sanji could live. But anyway, uh, you see Marco, he's up again, and he tells King about a tale that he heard long ago about the race of people atop the red wall who could burst into flames. We have no idea, or at least I don't. I might have missed a couple of things, but we don't really know what that is. But we see King, and his name is King the Wildfire. I guess it's like his pirate name, and what he's known as to the rest of the world. And 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 we see Queen. He's like, "You're still alive, Marco," because he's surprised, and he's about to send a laser beam directly at Marco, talking about the Whitebeard pirates are supposed to be dead already. And Marco, he just gives up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, I give up. I'm satisfied. That's it for me today. And he just has his hands up. And we see the bandages break. We see Tristan, Chopper, and Dr. Miyagi in shock. And we see Marco in a panel. He says it's time for the stars to take the stage. Obviously, going back to the chapter title, and we see the alliance like, oh, he's back. Zoro's back. So we see Zoro three sword style, and we see Sanji Diable Muton, three sword style Purgatory, Onigiri, and Zoro and Sanji, they pummel through King and Queen. They pummel through them. They go right through them, looking like them back at Fishman Island, where Luffy wanted to make a path, and they stopped the two fishmen from attacking him. And a cool, really, 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 really epic panel of them, doing what Sanji and Zoro do. You know what I'm saying? So Zoro's up right now, and he's back into the fight, and everyone's cheering them on, and we see Zoro. He says, "Hey Twirly, once we conquer this battle, we're gonna catch a glimpse of Luffy as the king of the pirates," which kind of goes back to what Robin said in a chapter, I think 1020, where she brought up the fact that Sanji was one of the wings of the Pirate King, and there were theories talking about that could mean that Sanji, as we know, Zoro's the right hand man of Luffy, so Zoro could be the right hand, Sanji could be the left hand, so the right and left wing of Luffy, the king of the pirates, so they could guide him to his dream and his goal. So that was chapter 1022. Definitely a good chapter. Also, we're not gonna be on break. We're getting a new chapter right away next week. Uh, but yeah, it was a very good chapter. It was more Sanji Zoro centric, kind of reminiscent of what happened earlier in the Wano arc with when Toko, she was gonna get killed, and Sanji and Zoro saved her right after Yasui was murdered in front of everyone in Wano. And yeah, so that's gonna be the end of the chapter. Definitely really enjoyed the chapter. Hope you guys enjoy. Uh, Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll be back on this with next chapter on Sunday, 1023. Can't wait. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and until then, see you in the next one. Peace.